point that stocks were not as reliable as they might be, and you wanted real assets. So you started Earth Resources. And you created a copper mine in New Mexico and a silver mine in Idaho and a refinery in Alaska. You bought a refinery in Memphis, and you bought gas stations in 11 states. You had about 325 before you were finished. The moment came where the assets are worth more than the stock price, so you always come back to the stock price. It seems to tyrannize us, so you sold that company and later started Earth Resources. But from what you were telling me, Earth Resources had a really miserable time in California, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, and then took off in Texas. How do you account for that?
Actually, that's Green Mountain Energy that.
Green Mountain, I'm sorry, what did I say?
Green Mountain is the one that had the disaster in California.
No, Green Mountain is what I meant to say, you're right.
Yeah, and it, the possibility to offer cleaner electricity came about because the rules were changing. The laws are made not in Washington but state by state for electricity. And the people creating this idea for a clean energy company came to me because they said, you're about the only entrepreneur we know who was willing to go up against IBM when they had a monopoly and willing to go up against the phone company when the phone company was a monopoly. Now you've got monopolies in electricity, but those markets are being opened up. It's tough to start, but here's an opportunity. And most entrepreneurs looking at it was saying, hey, we'll sell electricity cheaper. What we said is, no, we'll sell electricity cleaner because it's a small planet. And a lot of people on the planet are making the air dirtier. There's a lot of pollution. Actually, I got introduced to the idea by my daughter Christiana, who was in the 5th grade. And she had a good teacher named Joy who talked to her about environmental ethics. And one day Christiana looked up at me and said, Daddy, what are you going to do about air pollution? And I said, what am I going to do about it? And so that was kind of what I was mentally chewing about when these kids from the littlest utility in Vermont came to me with the idea that deregulation was happening, and so somebody could actually offer customers a choice between the dirty old coal plant electricity they were buying from and a cleaner, electricity made from something cleaner like wind. So that was the concept of the company, and that's what we were starting. And every state was different, and the first one to open up was California. So we went out to California and hired a lot of good people and started working the market. But then the gods that be in Sacramento changed their minds, and it was no longer friendly to competition. It basically was loaded for the incumbent monopolies. So we lost tons of money and had an economic disaster and left California. But then Pennsylvania was opening up. And we said, hey, look, Pennsylvania looks good. We're going to go to Pennsylvania. And actually, we go through the same story. We invest heavily in it, and we lose a lot of money, and we get defeated, and we leave. But then came Ohio, same thing. And turns out that the mother lode of opportunity for us was in Texas, which most people do not perceive of as the greatest place for an environmental company to be. Anyway, since the Great Recession started in 2007, Green Mountain has grown its customers at 27% a year. It is probably the fastest growing and most profitable clean energy company in America today.
Well, you and Christiana, your daughter, are writing a book about the environment, I understand. And you
I'm going to write about Green Mountain, and she's going to write about everything else.
Oh, all right.
And she has to do the book tour.
Oh, no, I think you'll do well with the book tour.